Basically, what is going on is I'm using my computer to fool the victim's computer into believing I am the router. The victim is going to think that they're sending info to the default gateway, but really they're sending info to my computer and I'll be sending it to the router. I'm going to be changing the flow of data. Alright, so once we open up Cain and Abel, we're just going to check the configure tool. Even though it should default to your device and show your information such as your IP address and gateway, it doesn't hurt to check. So let's just press OK and start sniffing. The sniffer must be activated, so let's do that and start sniffing. We are given two options. We could search for host only on our subnet or give it a range, but we're only gonna look on our subnet. Should only take a few seconds. And let's just make sure we have the router's IP and the victim's IP. So the router's IP is right here, and the victim's computer should be, the victim's computer is right here. I like to resolve the host name to make it a little easier to find in the future. Don't need to do this, but now let's go to the art page. So in this top box, we're going to want to add our systems. So let's find our router's IP, and our victim's IP, which is right here. Let's press OK. So now we're going to want to poison these two systems. This art poisoning tool is going to put me in the middle. It's going to trick the other systems into sending me data. What is going on during the poisoning is that we are basically sending out a message to the victim saying you have the wrong information. And in this example, the attacker is sending a message to the victim saying, I am the router and this is my MAC address. So the victim is going to say okay and change its ARP cache to what is really the attacker's MAC address. Now let's go to the victim's computer. Now let's just say this person wants to make a free account on World of Warcraft. Now let's make an account real quick and we could see if we get anything. Let's just press play. You can see here packets are being received. Now many people doing this experiment are experiencing this problem of half routing. There's a loophole around this problem which I'll talk about later on. But when everything is working properly, you can see all the sites that the victim is going on. And here's the sites we made the account on. Now let's go to the passwords tab. And here we can see that we were able to steal their username and password. IP forwarding should be enabled when you want the system to act as a router. Enabling IP forwarding allowed me to see more information from the victim. Here I just wrote down some steps on how to enable IP forwarding on a Windows machine, which I advise you to enable if you are having trouble seeing the sites the victim is going on.